Hi, everybody. Okay, so it's Tuesday, and boy, did the soaps not disappoint today, but I had no clue. Okay, so I was all ready for to give you like a oh well, they're still talking about this or that, right? And then kapow, man, man. Okay, I talk about this sometimes, but not a lot because I don't want to seem like I'm weird. But sometimes I pray to self Jesus that things happen, and then I wait and see if it actually happens. And then when it happens, I'm like, wow. Okay, so okay. To do this in an orderly fashion, I'm trying here because I am so excited. Okay, okay. So Jack and Diane are back home. They're both fine, right? Only thing is, they told Peter Bergman to act like he's still hurting. So every now and again, he touches his stomach, like holds his stomach. Okay, so I'm like, okay, cool. The storyline with Nikki, oh god, they are dragging that thing out, and they shouldn't. Okay, because by my count, it was supposed to be done within 2 days of the storyline, right? And then they pushed it 2 weeks, and now they're just holding on to it. I don't know why. I don't get it. Okay, so then we have Kyle. Kyle talked to his parents and said that he met with Patty. I told you guys about that. And I said, what the? Okay, but he's got a plan because his plan was to try to talk Patty into revealing stuff to nail Victor, right? Okay, but his parents, Kyle's parents, aren't into that because they don't want him to get hurt. So sadly, it means that I don't think we're gonna see Stacy hit Duke anytime soon. Um, okay, Jerry Burns, on the other hand, for the doctor, we might see him because remember I said that for some reason they talked all about Patty and what they did with Patty, right? But then they left the doctor out. And I said, why would they do that? Okay, so at first, I thought he was going to be on the lamp, right? But then, no. Okay, so I don't know what they're doing with him, but it means that we might see Jerry Burns again as a like follow up or something. Also, remember how Christopher Cousins played Martin and Alan, right? Twin brothers. And then Martin, because he was a little woohoo, he killed, unalived his brother, right? Okay, so now to further the story, you're supposed to believe that Tracy, the lovely Beth Maitland, has been in contact with Martin still from his psychiatric whatever. And now she's going to talk to him and try to get information on the doctor to help Diane. So that's how they close the loop on that one. So I'm happy with that one because that one makes sense. Okay, now next, let's see here. Well, they had one scene with Victoria and Nick, Joshua Morrow and Amelia Heinley, talking about what's going on with their mother or whatever. But they didn't spend too much time on it. Then they kind of parted, right? And then you think Nick just went somewhere, but you don't really know where yet, right? Okay, so here's the coup de grace in my mind. Okay, for today, because this has had a buildup for like months, okay? And you don't understand. When I'm waiting for somebody and there's like a buildup, I'm like, I'm so excited, I can't contain myself. Okay, so then Michelle Stafford and Roger Howard. Oh, okay. If I could explain to you the magic on the screen of these two people, astronomical. Because, oh, Okay, so then she's trying to convince him to stay in town because remember from yesterday, remember I talked about this. Um, Now I thought that that meant that Roger Howard was going to go, and I was kind of sad about that because you know how I feel about him. Okay, so then, but then he was talking to Phyllis a little bit yesterday, but I was like, what are they talking about? What? And I couldn't follow it because it was like a snippet, right? Okay, so then they jump in to where they're talking to each other. Turns out she's trying to talk him out of leaving town. So I'm like, woohoo! Score one for Phyllis. Okay. But then he's like, no, I gotta go. I gotta leave. And I don't think I can do this. And I'm like, no! I'm like screaming at the TV at this point. Okay? And then I gotta say this one line. Well, no, I'm gonna go in order. Okay, so then, like I said, she's still trying to talk him into staying, right? And I'm like, what's she gonna say? Because it's not going well, right? Then she kisses him like nobody's business. And I'm like, wow. She just went like and like kissed him with all the passion of like and I was like, whoa. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then the moment happened. Okay, so remember I told you how Nick went somewhere, but we didn't know where, right? Turns out Nick went to the athletic club where Phyllis and Matt just happened to be, right? And he sees the kiss. He sees the full on like thing, and I'm like, oh man. And then he says, what the is going on here? And I'm like, oh, why is he so jealous? I called it. I said he's jealous. I think he wants to be back with Phyllis, but I think Phyllis and Matt are a better match. I'm sorry, honey, because Phyllis and Nick have had their shot. Okay. But whew, okay. So then he gets kind of pissed off and he leaves. Nick leaves. And so I'm like, okay. So then they go up to the a room or whatever in the athletic club, right? Okay. So then I'm like, are they gonna do it? What's gonna happen here? I'm like fully involved here. Okay. And then he said the funny line of I gotta get this right. Uh I remember last time you hit me on the head and trussed me up like a Christmas. Hold on. You hit me on the head and trussed me up like a Christmas turkey. I'm sure. That was the line of the day of the year. Oh boy. Okay. So then I'm sitting there going, okay, so what is gonna happen? Like what's gonna happen here? And I'm like, as soon as like I literally I left for like 1 minute. One. And then I come back and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And then the knock at the door. They're in the middle of, you know, and I knock at the door and I literally said again, no. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. So this episode checks off continuation of the storylines and hot loving in the afternoon and two actors who can act with anybody and it's like two powerhouses that are like kapow. You can't get any better than this. I swear to God, you can't get any better. Man. And I thought it was just going to be Tuesday. Okay. Bye, everybody.